So after about 3 months working with the single plane golf swing on my own, using only what I could find online, and with probably a little bit of help from you guys to help me navigate through the murky waters of the single plane swing, did it improve my golf game? Let's find out. Hey everybody, welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game. And as promised, I'm going to show you the footage, final on-course test with the single plane swing. This is going to wrap up the official single plane swing review. I'll still continue to use it moving forward. So during the course of this single plane swing review, I have played 4 rounds of real golf, not just sim golf, but real golf. The first round was back in October, about the middle of October. I shot a 78. Then 1 week later, which I don't have the film for it, but I shot 76. The next round, which was the second official round that I had video for, I shot 75 toward the end of November. And now here at the end of December, I have filmed a 4th round. Now, before I share with you the score of this final round, I want to just kind of go through some of this footage that I'm showing you right now. You can see some of my swings. The funny thing about this round that I really wanted to get out there was that it did not meet my expectations. Honestly, I had a really good feeling when I was going out onto the course. The whole way driving out there, I felt like, you know what, this is going to be a really close to par round. Things are really jiving. Things are really going well. I feel like I've gotten things so much simpler, and my ball striking is much more reliable and consistent, and just everything has really been clicking for me. And I felt like when I went out on the course today that this was going to be it. This was going to be the time when I really threatened par or even broke par. When I started this round, I had a case of the blocks, and I don't really know where those came from. I was blocking a lot of stuff. The very first shot that I hit was a driver off the tee, and it split the middle of the fairway. But from there, the next 3, 4, 5 holes, I believe it was, I just found myself blocking a lot of stuff off to the right. However, given a little bit of time as the day progressed, you know, I started to get things straightened back out. But I had some really bad swings. I mean, some of the swings that you see, I've got shot tracers on all these, but if you take a look at them, I'm getting across the line at the top, which I haven't been doing recently. I've got that little bit of that sort of, what do you call it, swimmy sort of club head move at the top where it's floating around and it comes back in and all of that. I thought I had pretty much eliminated that, but somehow it snuck back into my game at the beginning of the round, and I started off with like 3 bogeys in a row. I made a par on the first hole, and then I think holes 2, 3, and 4 were all 3 bogeys, and then I'm 3 over. That's it. I mean, I'm kind of cooked. But I calmed myself down. I started to talk to myself just a bit and say, you know what, you can never count yourself out. Just because you had a bad start doesn't mean you're going to have a bad finish. You don't necessarily have to accept what's been given to you. You can turn this thing around. After I did that, I was able to sort of get a lot of the blocks out of the way. Not to say that I still didn't hit some bad shots. I did. And I started to put together strings of pars. I parred quite a few. And then when you get to the backside, again, I start off with more pars, and I actually made a birdie. I was like, hey, you know, here's a birdie. This is the turning point. I can get this thing back to even par. As it progressed, that would be my only birdie of the day. The other thing with this day is that I did not hit very many greens. I think I only hit 3 greens, which to me is really disappointing, because one of the big asks that I have out of any method is to be able to hit more greens in regulation with my swing. I have definitely hit more greens in regulation as a whole with this swing. It's definitely moved the needle and improved me more in that category than any other swing method I've tried out. But today, this particular day on the course, was just not my day to be hitting very many greens. But I did hit 8 out of 14 fairways, which is not too shabby. I mean, it's not fantastic. It's not the most fairways I've ever hit, but it's not too bad. And I can honestly say that the ones that I did miss that were, let's say, not so great, they were definitely out there where I had to play some sort of a manufactured shot to get back in play. The majority of those came at the beginning of the round when I was blocking everything out to the right. Overall, as a whole, again, I was slightly disappointed in this, but once I got home and I was able to take a look at the stats, not only from this round, but from previous rounds, and I looked at the rounds as a whole, and I looked at the scores as a whole during the time of this single plane swing review, I realized something. For 4 rounds of golf, I have put up scores below 80. Every time I go out, I'm putting up really consistent scores and they're below 80. My handicap as a whole has dropped significantly from where it was before I started the single plane swing. I shot 76 on this day, and I did it with only hitting 3 greens in regulation. Now, my average putts per hole was down to 1.2 as opposed to my norm, which is somewhere between 1.6 and 1.8 putts per hole. This was down to 1.2, so I was really putting well. And not only was I putting well, but my short game was putting me into a position to where I could putt well, where I didn't have to make 20 footers to save par. I was trying to make 5 and 6 footers or 2 footers to save par. That makes a big difference in your putting stats. So even though I wasn't hitting very many greens, my short game was able to keep me still playing some decent golf. But of the 4 rounds that I've played, I've got a 78, a 75, a 76, and I think another 76, which puts my handicap, I think, on GolfPad at 4.2 with this particular method. That's easily cutting my handicap in half of where it was. No question, I have definitely improved using the single plane swing method, without a single doubt. Now, the next question you might want to ask yourself is, did I lose a lot of distance? Well, no, actually, I have gained distance. I've gained probably about 7 yards per club on average. You know, there's a little bit of give and take on some of those, but that's easily at least a half a club, if not more, per club. A lot of people talk about how you can lose distance with the single plane swing. I'm not sure I understand that, because I certainly haven't experienced that. I'm actually able to hit the ball further now than I used to. And to me, this has just been the perfect blend of becoming more accurate. I'm not Mo Norman. There's just not anybody else on the planet that's ever going to be machine-like like Mo Norman. You can certainly be a lot better than you were, but that man was superhuman. So I never had expectations of being able to put the ball exactly where I wanted to every single time. I think that's just unrealistic. But the consistency and the spread, the sort of grouping, if you were to look at it from a bird's eye view down on the ground, the spread has really gotten a lot tighter. It's a lot better grouping than it was. And my yardages are even more accurate or consistent than they used to be. So that has all made a huge improvement in my game as a whole. You know, Mo always said that the wedge, those partial wedge shots inside of 100 yards, that was the hardest shot in golf, because it had such variance. It was anywhere from 2 foot all the way back to, 100 yards and anywhere in between. And that was the hard thing to do. You had to feel it to the hole. So, when you can get good with your wedges, you can really take the pressure off of other things. And that's certainly been the case for me. It takes the pressure off of my putting. It takes the pressure off of my approach shots when I'm coming into the green, because I know that just because I missed the green, it doesn't mean that I'm dead in the water. I can get up and down. Now, that being said, there is still, a certain level of disappointment with this final round. I really did expect to be down at par or maybe even better. And I certainly did not have the accuracy that I had been experiencing with this system. So it's kind of a bittersweet pill. Guys, I want to wrap this whole thing up by saying this. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. This is my final video of 2021. The next video you see will be in the year 2022. I can't thank you enough for how much you have given me in terms of support and just being behind me this entire year. The channel has grown significantly. The viewership has grown significantly. The relationships that I have grown. The quality, I believe, of these videos and the content has gotten better, and I expect nothing less in 2022 that they continue to improve on the product that I put out for all of you out there. I learn just as much from you as I hope you do from these videos, and sharing that sense of community with each other in the comment section. I've seen evidence of it. You guys are talking back and forth in the comments. I think that is absolutely fantastic. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who supported the Golf Test Dummy channel on YouTube in the year 2021, and I hope to continue to receive that support from you in 2022. And I'll tell you what, this is the final video of the Single Plane Swing official review, but I've got some videos in the can that are coming up in January. Probably the first 3 to 4 videos that I think are really going to be some of my better sort of insights into things. So stick around. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, click the bell off to the right so you're notified of everything. Be sure to click thumbs up on this video as well as every video that you watch. Go down and save yourself some money by visiting the Indoor Golf Shop by using the link provided down below. Click through that link and then use the promo code TESTDummy to get 10% off if you want to get yourself a simulator going. Also, to help support the channel, this is a lot like PBS. Amazon link is down below. Click that Amazon link anytime you've got to go make an Amazon purchase, small or large, non-golf related or golf related. Buy your Amazon stuff through my link on the channel and you cost you nothing else, but it helps to support me. I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me and I wish all of you a very happy new year.